Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I was sent over a laptop stand for a review, so we'll take a little bit of a dive into that and how airflow will actually affect performance and temperatures in laptops. So the company that reached out to me is called Orico. Orico Tech is how you can find them online. Honestly, they're not really that popular, it seems, in the western part of the world. They do seem to operate kind of globally for the most part, from what I can tell on their website. But it does appear as though they want to be kind of entering the market, I guess, in the western market. So yeah, honestly, I talked to a couple people about the company, and they said, yeah, like I've heard of them. They make good drives, or they make good hard drive bays, docks, things like that. So yeah, like it's not a random unknown company, but it's just an unknown to me company. But yeah, so honestly, getting into the unboxing experience with it's pretty bog standard. Like, I'm not expecting anything extravagant for, like, an unboxing experience by any means. But yeah, getting into it, though, like, the actual product, it's, yeah, aluminum or alloy, they're calling it. And yeah, it's metal, it's thick, it's heavy, it's nice. You click your fingers on it, it makes that nice little kind of click, click, click sound. The only thing that I do have to say about this is, as you can see in the background here, like using the Allen key, included Allen key that you have to do to adjust the adjustment points. So there's two adjustment points on this stand. You can raise it a bit, and then you can tilt the actual base a bit so you can angle the laptop a little bit better towards you or the screen. But yeah, this is not the most elegant of solutions, and honestly, there's nowhere to put it on the actual laptop stand either. So what I ended up doing was just putting it in the little hole there where my thumb is, and you can see that honestly, like, it's not meant to be sitting in there, and I'll throw up a picture as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's just a small little oversight in my opinion, especially because they advertise this as being able to fold flat, and it does fold very flat, and it's nice. Like, you could throw it into a bag with you, bring it to work or whatever. But yeah, like, it's just one of those things that just seems like an oversight of, like, well, if I don't have a spot for the Allen key, like, am I going to be expected to carry this Allen key around with me with the stand? Like, I don't know. It's just, again, one of those small little oversights in my opinion. But as you can see, that the range of motion is fairly nice, and then taking a look, we do have I/O on this as well. So it is a powered USB hub, but we only have two USB 3.0 slots and a SD card slot. Now, I did do some speed tests on this with and without power, and honestly, as shown here, you can see that there's no difference whatsoever. Maybe if you're populating both of the drives and you were doing some big file transfers from both drives in the bays, like, I don't know, like, then maybe powering it would be an option. But honestly, I wouldn't expect somebody to be transferring things from two USB drives and an SD card all at the same time, but you never know. It's nice to know that the dock does have a powered option at least. So yeah, if you want to plug in your keyboard and your mouse and stuff, and you want to get ensured stability with that, if you're gaming on it or something like that, then yeah, I would definitely plug it in just to get that ensured power. Yeah, once I have this all set up and out of the box, it's honestly a very nice, sleek looking stand. It really matches my keyboard nicely, I think. It's got that same kind of brushed metal look to it. And yeah, honestly, it holds the laptop fine. I was a little bit worried about the lips on the front and maybe not being able to hold my laptop too well, just because it does have a curved front. But I found as long as I didn't put it on too steep of an angle, it did hold it pretty nicely. I'm sure laptops with a flat style body, or a more kind of squared off style body, they would fit in here no problem, and probably would be able to go on a bit of a steeper angle than I was able to. This is about as far as I could push the screen out and the laptop and the stand to find like a kind of perfect balance without it becoming too back heavy, and then it would like topple over or be more inclined to kind of topple over. So yeah, having it like this, it's very sturdy, it's not going anywhere. And as an added bonus, I have a nice little kind of slot to put my XG mobile right under it. Alright, so getting into the actual performance of this, As you'll see, I'm going to be running Port Royal. So Port Royal is one of the tests under 3D Mark, and this is a ray tracing test as well. So seeing as I have the 4050 in the laptop, and to just activate the GPU 100% and use all the tensor cores and all that stuff. So we're doing the Port Royal RT testing, and it's running at 1440p. So what I ended up doing was running it for the stress test of the Speedway, actually, for about 5 minutes, and then after that 5 minutes, to let everything kind of warm up, that's when I did these temperature readings and clock readings. So as you can see here, running it on my mat with no stand, you can see that the averages were really close to the danger zone, and with the maximums we were hitting 105, 100 degrees quite often. You can see that the clock speeds, honestly, they weren't terribly affected, not a whole lot by the temperature, surprisingly, for the CPU, but definitely on the GPU we felt that. So we're hitting the max 2.7 gigahertz on the GPU pretty much all the time, and our average was 2.7. Now with the no stand, and we're choking the GPU for air, so you can see even the temperatures. So the average temperature was 73 degrees on the GPU with the stand, and then without the stand it was an average of 82 while hitting those maximums of 87 degrees. We never actually hit over 80 on maximum for a GPU temperature running for 6 minutes. So yeah, you can see honestly the benefits of having just a stand. So you don't even need a stand with those fans built in or anything like that, although I do believe this company does offer a variation with fans built into them, so it would be kind of nice to like test that out in the future maybe, just to see if it actually does give you any more noticeable performance or cooling gains or anything like that. But what I can tell you is that yes, when it's sitting on the laptop stand, like I hear the XG Mobile, I barely hear my laptop. But when it's on the actual mat, yeah, that's all I can hear is just a laptop. So now I did do Port Royal testing as well, and so the Port Royal testing, it's just a standard benchmark, and then they give you a meaningless number at the end, and obviously the higher the better. So you can see here that when we had with no mat, no nothing, or sorry, yeah, we had no nothing, just a stand, we got a score of 4515. And then when we moved over to using the table, not the mat, but actually just bare table, so there's a bit better airflow, it's not kind of compressing and choking down, we did get a score of 4479. And then moving all the way to putting it on top of the mat, where we saw those average temperatures reaching up like 90 degrees, or close to 100 degrees, sorry, you can see that, yeah, it kind of took a nosedive in performance for us by losing that like 400 score point right there. So what this will mean for you, honestly, and what I've noticed in my gameplay of just kind of playing either with it docked or not, honestly, is going to be those moments of stutter. So when you're hitting those thermal throttle limits on the CPU or the GPU, it's going to downclock severely to save itself from killing itself, basically, because yeah, you can only get it so hot for so long, right? So heat does kill electronics. But yeah, so being able to have that better airflow in gameplay, I noticed less moments of stutter. So I wouldn't say that my performance was markedly better or anything like that, but the gameplay experience was a lot better. So there was the less moments of stutter when the heavier things are happening. Obviously the fans are a lot quieter compared to running it with the mat below it. And yeah, honestly, I don't have anything really bad to say about the stand, other than the fact that the Allen key, that you need the Allen key to adjust it. But beyond that, like, that's just a simple oversight. And if you're using this dock as more of like a business kind of, okay, you're not really moving it around too much, then it's really not that big of a deal. It is nice that it folds up nice and compact, and I do have the Allen key kind of tightened to a point right now where I can force it to where I want it, but the weight of the laptop won't cause it to move from where I set it. So I think that's kind of like the nice balance where I have. And yeah, that'll kind of wrap it up for this video. So again, if you want to check out any of Orico's products below, they don't just have laptop stands. They have things like M.2 SSD enclosures, and honestly, this little docking station here looks pretty fantastic in my opinion. It's got a nice little M.2 slot, it's got two USB-C ports, it's got 3 USB-A ports. Oh my goodness, it's got 3 USB-C ports. Holy smokes. I kind of wish I got that instead, to be honest. It's got the Gigabyte, the HDMI. That looks like a pretty darn good dock/enclosure, so that'd be something worthwhile to check out. Yeah, they've got USB sticks, and then they've got these cool little USB-C charging cables that will actually tell you how much wattage it's putting through. So it's actually kind of cool. And again, they're Orico techs. They're not very well known, again, in the western part of the world, but if you're wanting to check them out, they do have some back-to-school deals that will be starting up shortly, and I'll have all the relevant links and everything in the description below. But, like, as always, that'll do it for this one, and I hope you all have a great day.